Hey, everybody, this is Angela Tesano here. Welcome to the Little Oil Podcast. Let me change out my glasses so that I can see the screen. And we are going to jump right in. I promise you, you definitely do not want to miss this podcast because we're talking about how to reach your goals, sis. Like you have a big vision for 2025. If you were with me on the last podcast, we talked all about are you dreaming big enough? How to create a vision for 2025. And I'm super excited that I was able to share that with you. Today is the day where we literally go all in on how to get those goals done. So let me go ahead and go to the right screen here. Okay, so we're getting ready to go from overwhelm to action. And I know what it is to seem just so overwhelmed with all of the stuff that you have to get done because your vision is so important to you. It's so close to your heart. And I want to take my time and dive really deep here because I want to meet you where you are. I want to help you get where you are trying to go in your life and in your business, particularly in your business, because these days I am teaching women of faith creators how to grow from just an idea to a legacy wealth, to a place where you never have to worry about money again, to a place where you can do what you were created to do and walk in your full purpose, not worrying about money. Not only not worrying about money, but also a place in your life where you are creating that money, doing what you love. So I want to go ahead and jump right in. Let me just put everything on focus so we are not disturbed. For the next 45 minutes, it's going to be me and you, sis. It's going to be me and you making sure that we are meeting and hitting those goals. Excuse me, there's a tickle in my throat, but I bind the cold in the name of Jesus. Don't have time for it. I just truly do not have time to be sick. I don't want to be sick. I want to do what I'm doing right now, and that's hanging out, spending some time with you. Okay, so let's talk about the hard things first, and then we'll go into the exact steps you need to take to get your 2025 goals done. All right. So let's start with this. Let's talk about the real things. Let's talk about the hard stuff. You got a big vision. Check. That box is checked. If you did not watch the podcast for last week, go ahead and take a look at that one if you need to do work on how to create a vision. I did a deep dive on exactly how to write a vision statement. And I literally led you through what to do to write the vision. If you're already there, this is where you need to be now, because now we're going to take that vision and we're going to turn it into goals. So you got the vision. Good. You know what you want to achieve. You know what you want to accomplish in 2025. Good. But there's a problem, because even if you know what your vision is, by the time you get to the part to actually take action, you can get stuck. You can get overwhelmed. You can be like, I thought I wanted it, but maybe not. No, you really did. And you really do want it. You just need to know the steps to get it done. And that is what I want to teach you today. I want to take the spinning of the wheels out of the equation for you. Because if you have your vision there with you, but you don't know how to put it into action, you don't know how to activate it, you don't know how to move forward with it, it really is just a dream. And so we want to make that vision a reality, right? So today I want to go through the exact steps, 3 key steps actually, that is going to help you hit your 2025 goals fast. In other words, I want you to win quickly. Winning quickly is going to give you that momentum to go past and farther than what you intended to. Winning your goals and achieving your goals fast is going to build the momentum, and you're going to end up going faster than you ever thought you could. And so what you will learn today, number one, first step of goal setting. I want to take you through what to do first when you are goal setting. Number two, what you need to focus on. That is important because focus is going to be everything in your journey. And number three, how to achieve goals, achieve those goals, and build the momentum, right? I already kind of touched on building that momentum, right? I talked about getting wins quickly builds that momentum, but I want to dive deeper in key number three. All right, so the 3 keys to hit your 2025 goals fast. The 3 keys to hitting your 2025 goals fast. Let's start with step number 1. Key step number 1 is the first thing you want to do is start with your vision. If you didn't get the information on the last podcast, remember that one is ready for you. That podcast is done and ready for you. And so what we did last week is we literally wrote the vision for our 2025 year. And the first step in achieving your goals is revisiting that vision. In other words, what do you want to see happen? And once you have exactly in your head what you want to see happen, step 1 to achieving your goals. Because remember, today it's all about achieving goals. Sis, we're achieving goals today. We are achieving goals today. And step 1 is revisit that vision. Your vision should always be in front of you. Your vision should always be somewhere where you can be reminded of it. It kind of keeps you motivated. It's your fuel. And what you want to do is you want to start with that vision and you want to base your goals on whatever that vision is. If your vision is to be the healthiest you've ever been in your life with a clean bill of health, then a goal can't be to go see Hershey in Pennsylvania, like the Hershey chocolate, or what is it, manufacturing. There's a whole Hershey chocolate exhibit that you can go visit. Well, you can see how this goal doesn't necessarily contribute to the vision. Whatever your vision is, what the goals that you create must contribute to it. And I can already see how going to Hershey, Pennsylvania to visit and do a whole a vacation around the Hershey chocolate factory might not be a good goal. Not for this year anyway. Right? Not for the year that you have established this vision. All right. But that's just an example. The point I'm making is step 1 to achieving your goals, to hitting your goals, is starting with your vision first. So go back, pull out that vision we worked on last week, and every goal that we create together today should some way contribute to the vision. That is why most people don't have balance and they don't have fulfillment, because they're just doing life, and whatever they're doing in their day doesn't necessarily contribute to what they want to see happen. That is the definition of survival. If you're just living day by day by day by day, hey, Jam, what's up, chick? I love this chick. Absolutely, Jam. Jam is with us and has been with us from the very beginning, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you, my dear friend, because you're my life fuel these days. You keep me going. And our session yesterday was so powerful, so amazing. I was hoping you would be here today because I'm going to tell you why, Jam, because I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning working on and making sure that I get everything done for today. I have a lot of things on my plate today, but I wanted to make sure that this podcast was super effective, super perfect. And I say perfect very sparingly because I'm learning not to be a perfectionist. But I wanted to make sure it was right, and I had Jam in mind with everything I wrote today, because our session today, she has a lot that she wants to accomplish. Jam, you have a lot that you want to accomplish, and I'm so for it. I'm behind it 100,000%. percent. And so when I created the podcast, when I fine-tuned it rather, today, everything that I wrote, I had you in mind because I want you to succeed. And I'm thinking in my head, how many Jams are there out there? How many Jamilas are there out there who are in the same situation, who have a big vision, who have a big dream, who really just want to help people, but need to figure out a way how to navigate and make sure that dream comes to pass. And even though step one of this 5-part series last week started with creating your vision, the step we take today is huge because vision without action is no traction. Vision without action, there's no traction. And so, Jam, this is for you, girl. This is for you. So number one, go back to your vision. Whatever that is, every goal that we achieve must contribute to whatever that vision is. So I'm going to probably use a couple of examples today just to make sure everybody understands exactly what to do. But if your vision is to take your idea and grow it into a successful, lucrative, profitable creator business, if that's the vision, remember a vision is what you want to see happen. All goals you create today should directly contribute to that. It should be very intentional, which leads me to key point number 2. And that is this. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time here because, Jam, this is for you because you have a lot you want to accomplish. Everything you want to accomplish, we didn't even get to yesterday. I can feel it in my spirit. I can feel it in my core that we just hit the surface on what you want to accomplish. And so what I want to do today is make sure that all my boss ladies who are listening, and this is for you, Jam, is that you write the right goals. And notice how I have write, W-R-I-T-E, the right, R-I-G-H-T goals. It's on the screen. The goals that you create today can't just be any goal that you want to achieve. It has to be the right ones that fit the puzzle for the vision that you want to see happen for 2025. 2025 is happening. Whatever vision you wrote last week for 2025, it is happening. Why? Because little as much as when God is in it. And we're starting with our little oil, but we're dreaming big. We're starting with our little oil, but our vision reflects what God sees. Jam, I know you're with me, girl. I know you're with me. You have a huge vision and you're going to help millions of women fix the money thing. They're going to depend on you. You're going to help them stop worrying so much. You're going to help them stop working so much and be able to spend time with their family. You're going to help them go to the little boy's little league game. Because I know you hated that she can't go to his game because she's a single parent and she's the only one that is bringing in an income. And so she can't make little Johnny game because she got to work. You're going to fix that for her. Damn. You're going to fix that for her. What are you saying? Write the right goals. The goals must fit the vision you have written. That's right, Jam. And if the goals don't fit the vision specifically, it's not a good goal. I don't care how much you want to achieve it. I don't care if you've been wanting to do it since you were a little girl. You got 2 choices. You either change the vision to fit these new miraculous goals you're coming up with, or you fit the goals or write the goals that fit the vision, and it has to be the right goals. So make a choice. Look at your goal list that we're going to create today and ask yourself this very important question. How does it contribute to the vision? And if it doesn't contribute to the vision, take it off the list. All right? You want to write the right goals. Here's what I want to say. All goals are not created equal. All goals are not created equal. When you have a big vision, it's tempting to set 1 million goals. I want to do this. I want to write a book. I want to go speak in Australia. I want to get 10,000 more followers. I want to I want to do a TED Talk. All these are great and they probably should or probably do contribute, but you have to write the right goals that specifically gets you jump started. You don't want to create goals that fit your mega vision down 10 years down the line, you want to create the goals that fit the vision for 2025. Remember, little is much. Just get started. So if your vision is to have a lucrative or to launch a lucrative creative business in 2025, because that's what you want to see happen, then the goals you set should directly fit the puzzle, should directly contribute to that. So write the right goals, and I'm going to tell you what to do with those other lofty goals, not lofty as in not important, but I'm going to tell you what to do with those other big goals in just a bit. Right now, we want to make sure that we are writing the right goals. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say, for instance, your vision is to launch this creator business because you really know a lot about money, because you really know a lot about parenting, because you really know a lot about how to lose weight, because you really know a lot about how to start a business. Like me, I teach women of faith how to start a creator business, how to launch. Whatever that is, your lock, which is your leveled offer channel, is going to have a lot of things in the pipeline, right? Of the 7 creator-driven opportunities that I teach in my Cura Circle, I have them all. But I did not have them all at the same time. I heard it best from a dude that is really an expert at ACAM, and I really want to get his name right because I really want to give him the credit up in these creative streets. I'll look it up and see if I can get it to you before the podcast is over. But he said something that rocked me to my very core. He said, when you're learning how to drive and someone is teaching you how to drive, they don't teach you how to use the windshield wipers and the radio and the brake and the gear shift and the rear view mirror and the seat belt and the seat and the seat warmer and the air conditioner. They don't teach you how to use all the parts of the car at one time. But as you grow, as you become a better driver, now, because you can drive, because you're in driving motion, I can fix my rear view mirror, turn on my radio, pick my favorite song, turn on the windshield wipers, and I can do all that while I'm driving. Right now, we're just getting in the car, and we're going to drive that BMW, the business model workflow, which is what I teach inside the Cura Circle. We're going to drive that all the way to legacy wealth. What am I saying? What are you saying, Angela? What are you saying, Angela, Janice? What I'm saying is we want to write the right goals that hit a specific vision and then grow from there. In other words, if you want to build a successful creator business or launch a successful creator business in 2025, write the goals to get the launch done. And then as you grow, depending on the momentum of your building, as you are building, then you can build on and add on other things. If you got me, I can take you through how to interweave that a little bit so that you are scaffolded and stacking. We won't talk about that today. Right now, I want us to get some goals done. Let me put Jam on my screen because I love her so much. Write the right goals. The goals must fit the vision you have written. Jam, you amaze me. That's where we're at. Here it is right here, friends. Jamila Davis Williams made it very clear. She repeated it for us. She put it on the screen for us. It is what we need to do. All right, so let's recap what we have so far. Last week, we talked about how to create a big vision. Are you dreaming big enough? What's the vision for 2025? If you were with me, you wrote your vision, particularly for your business. I talked about last week how you should have a vision statement for all 7 of your life areas. But for the purposes of this podcast, we're only talking about writing the vision for your business, writing the goals and achieving the goals for your business. So number 1, you start with your vision. Number 2, you write the right goals. So what does that look like, Angela? How do I write the right goals? And that leads me to key point number 3. You have to prioritize, recognize, and optimize your goals if you want your vision to move forward. Your vision is just what you write on a piece of paper if you don't take action. When a vision doesn't take action, there's no traction. Okay? If you really, truly do want this vision to happen in 2025, if it's a dream that you've been dreaming about, if it's what you can't sleep at night because of, and you know to your very core you're supposed to be doing it, I'm telling you, this podcast and how to hit those goals in 2025, You need to put it on repeat. You need to save it. Pass it on to others who you think may need it. Because what I'm telling you is, number one, you have to revisit your vision first. You gotta have your vision in mind before you start writing goals. Like, don't start writing goals on willy-nilly. Number two, you have to write the right goals. Not all the goals you want to accomplish in your creator life. Just the goals that's going to hit the pieces of the puzzle to whatever your vision is for 2025. If it's to launch, then your goals should all be launch goals. If your vision is to launch, all your goals should be launch goals. But here's the key. Here's the best part. Here is the creme de la creme of goal setting. You have to prioritize, recognize, and optimize your goals. And I'm going to break that down real good for you. If you're taking notes, you might want to get your pen ready because I want to talk about prioritize first. Okay, let's say, for instance, your vision is big, okay? You want to create a business. You want to help people lose weight. You want to create a business. You want to help people budget money. You have a creative business. You want to help people parent their children. And your vision is, I have a launched creator business that helps people blank. All right? That's your vision statement. Prioritize, recognize, and optimize. Yes, Jam. That's right. Now, Jam, watch this. We're going to break down prioritize, recognize, and optimize one at a time. So let's use the parenting scenario, okay? You've lived long enough to know what to do and what not to do with parenting. You don't have a psychology degree, but you literally parented your child from being a reckless troublemaker as a toddler to become a Harvard graduate or to become a world-renowned author or to become a philanthropist. You did that. You did that. And so you can take your life experiences, which is the best teacher. Like, I love Harvard and I respect all people who attended Harvard, but I'm telling you right now, the best experience you could ever have is the life experience. It's what life teaches you. And I would take information from a single mother who took a troubled toddler who had no direction and parented that person into a person who is now a philanthropist spending millions and millions and millions of dollars helping people. I'll take her advice from any Harvard graduate any day of the week. The point I'm making is this. You don't have to be a Harvard graduate. You don't have to have a doctorate degree. You have to have knowledge. You have to have something solved that other people need, and they will pay you for it. That, my love, is what a creator business is. You're taking that knowledge of yours, you're taking your area of expertise, you're taking what you know, what you have proven works, and you are packaging it and monetizing it. That's what I teach you how to do. And so in the series in December, we're getting ready for a prosperous 2025. Remember, number one podcast was on vision mapping, like mapping the vision out. And today is all about those goals. So let's prioritize, recognize, and optimize these goals so you can really get them done. And I promise you, if you try this, it will work. I promise you, if you try this, it will work. Let's say, for instance, parenting is your area of expertise. And you know that you have let's take 7. Let's say you have a 7-step path that will guarantee a parent who is parenting a ADHD, troubled, can't get it together toddler, or a first grader, or a middle schooler, or high schooler, and those 7 steps is going to turn their life completely around. You know it because it worked with you. Not that every child is the same. I'm not saying that. But these are practical steps and tips that a parent who is at their wit's end don't know what to do, they might buy it from you, right? Now, because you have a vision to launch this parenting creator business that teaches parenting, you know in your heart that you have all these things you want to do. You want to write a book about it. You want to have events on it. You want to have parent retreats on it. You want to grow 100,000 followers about it. All these things are great things to do. I'm not saying don't do them. As a matter of fact, I want you to write all of them down. As long as it contributes to you having a launched business, write them down. That's the ones you want to write down. Number 2. In other words, you want to write down the exact steps to launch. But all these other things I'm talking about, the book, the speaking engagements, the retreat, all those things, those are good goals too. You want to put those, write those down, but they're not going on the 2025 list. Okay, that's what I mean by prioritize. In other words, you want to take the exact goals that it takes to launch, and you want to write those down. And then you want to get a brand new journal or some type of note-taking app, something that's really dear to you, something that you really love, and put all these other things in it. Call it your dream journal. Because when you get an idea, you write it in the dream journal. And when it's time, add it to your immediate prioritize goals list. Does that make sense? The retreat, the book, the speaking engagements, the Nobel Peace Prize, all those goals that you want to achieve for being a parenting creator or parenting content creator, please don't throw them in the trash can. Put them in your dreams journal. But the ones that contribute to the launch of your parenting creative business, that's the ones we're writing for 2025. And what are they? Okay, what goals do I need to achieve to do that? What goals do I need to achieve to launch? Well, you need an offer. So one good goal would be create the offer that I'm going to sell to my audience on parenting. You got to create the offer. That's a good goal. That is a goal to launching. You can't launch a creative business if you don't have anything to sell. What's another good goal? Okay, what about establish your business? If you are not an established business yet, you need to establish your business. You can be a sole proprietor. I don't recommend it, but you might want to consider LLC. For my business, I'm an S Corp, or you can be a C Corp, or you can be a nonprofit. Either way, you need a registered business. Let me take some time to interject this here. There is a difference between building a brand and a business. They are not mutually exclusive. They're not mutually exclusive. You need to know the difference. What I mean by that is this. You can build a brand. You can share your knowledge with people all day long on YouTube, on your podcast, on social media. And that is great. You should do that. And you can do that well before you register your business. You're building a brand, but you're not in business yet. You're not in business until you have a business license. You're not in business until you are registered with the Secretary of State's office if you are in an LLC or above. You're not in business until you have a phone number where people can call or an email people where people can reach you. What I'm telling you is that, yes, you can build a brand, and I would even go so far as to say, start that first. Go ahead and get your tips wet. See if there's traction. Go ahead and see if people like what you're saying before you spend the $100 to register your business, before you spend the money to purchase the domain, before you spend the money to get the office address and the email address. Those business startup takes money. You can build your brand before that. Put a TM on everything so you can claim it as yours if you want to get out there. But you definitely want to understand the difference between building a business and a brand. When you start monetizing that brand, when you start bringing followers on into your space, you're building that brand and your business once you launch it and register it and have it as a formal business entity. I hope that makes sense. What I'm saying is this: you want to prioritize all the goals that directly contribute to the vision of 2025 first. And I named a few, right? Launch, register your business, right? That's a good goal. Be in business for real if you're ready for that step, okay? Be in business. Launch the business. Register the business, okay? Create the offer. That's a good goal. Now, ask yourself, yes, is launching your business and registering it formally, creating creating an offer, are those two really good goals? Yes, because they directly contribute to your launch. They directly contribute to your launch. Again, Your prioritized goals should be goals that only contribute to what your vision is for 2025. If you have more than one vision of what you want to see happen, then each vision has its own strategic set of goals. All right. Now, once you prioritize, so you have this big old list. You have launched the business. You have become a Nobel Peace Prize winner. You have write a book. You have create a retreat for parents. You have events, all those things. They are all good goals, but only the ones that contribute to the launch is the ones that you are going to prioritize. Now, once you prioritize, the next thing you need to do, which is so important, and that is recognize. Once you figure out all the goals you need to achieve for that specific vision for 2025, and you need to make sure they directly contribute. If your goal is to, if your future goal down the road is to write a book, then your goals should not be, one of your prioritized goals should not be write chapter 1. Because you already said that your vision for 2025 is to launch. And so even though writing your first chapter contributes to the overall, the leveled offer channel of what you have in the pipeline, as you grow and scale your business, what good is writing chapter 1? Why even use it as a goal if you don't even have your business launched, right? The two things that you definitely need to do as a goal on your goals list, if you are going to launch a business in 2025, and we're going to celebrate them for you, is register your business as a formal business entity if you are ready. And number 2, create your offer. You need an offer if you're going to have legacy wealth, okay? And then number 3, a really good goal is to get on some type of platform, your perfect fit platform where you can educate your audience. And Jam and I talked about this yesterday. When I tell you, y'all, you really want to connect with this lady because she's not just teaching what somebody taught her in a book. She's teaching her life. She's teaching what she lived through and was able to make it through in terms of banking and budgeting. And I don't want to give it away. That is not my story to tell. That is for Jam to tell you about. But she's in the live. Connect with her. Start following her because you need to know what she's going to teach you. The point I'm making is this. When you write your goals, if your vision is to launch a creator business in 2025, you have the top 3. I've done them for you. If you can achieve these 3, you're going to have a creator business. And what are they? Launch your creator business by number 1, officially getting your business formulated, or whatever word you want to use for it, but you need to register it formally. If you're ready for that. If you're just building a brand, don't worry about it. Take it off the list. Let that goal be replaced with build my brand, right? Get out there and start teaching people what I know and see if I can get a following on that. Or you can do those two simultaneously. Build those two up at the same time. Build your business and your brand. Build them up at the same time. But number 1 is to formally register your business entity. Number 2, create your offer. You got to create your offer. All right? You got to create your offer, and I know you can do it. Number 3, get in a space where you can educate your audience, because that's how you're going to know if your idea that you have, if it's a viable idea. In other words, if it is a lucrative idea that you really want to pursue. If you've been telling people the same thing for a year and nobody's interested, pick something new. Or find a way to tell them in a way that is actually brandable and lucrative. Join my Cura Circle. We talk about that inside the Cura Circle. But there's a breakdown somewhere in the system. If you've been talking about something in a year online, on social, on your YouTube channel, on something, and nobody's gravitating toward it. Either it's something nobody wants to know, or your messaging is off. And I teach you how to get your messaging done effectively inside the Curious Circle. And it all starts, everything that I'm saying right now, it starts with a little oil. It starts with a little oil. All right. If you are with me on the live, thank you so much for being here. If you're with me on the replay, so glad you're here, because either way, this is the information that you're going to use to hit those 2025 goals. We're reaching those goals this time. I don't care how many goals failed last time. I don't care how many goals you missed the mark on. I don't care how many times you got frustrated and quit. It will work this time because you have the right information. You got what you need. All right. So step 3, key step number 3. Thank you, Jail. Jail says it's good info. Thank you, Jail. Thank you so much. All right. Not only do you want to prioritize the exact goals that contribute to the vision, you want to recognize, secondly, in step 3, prioritize, and then you want to recognize. What does that mean? Recognize is you want to take some time, take a beat, take a step, and see what you are actually accomplishing in that goal and celebrate that. We don't do that enough. We're so resilient as women. We just look at the things that we accomplish and the things that we achieve. We just look at them as, oh yeah, I did that. That's great. No, sis, you have to recognize it. Thank you, Elle. Elle is here. Thank you, Elle. We have to prioritize our goals, yes, but we have to recognize what you are accomplishing. If you wake up in the morning and the only thing you did that day in terms of it will work this time. Jam, it will work this time. If you wake up in the morning and the only thing you did that day was just try to find the Secretary of State's office for your state, and that's the only step you took toward that goal, I want you to recognize that. I don't want you to ever say again, oh, this is one more day I didn't achieve my goal. Because next week, we're going to talk about how to take those goals and turn those into steps and how to reverse engineer those goals. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but all we're doing today is just writing the goals. We're taking step 1 and we are focusing on the vision we created last week. Number 2, we are writing the right goals, right? And then number 3, we're prioritizing, recognizing, and optimizing those goals. That's all we're doing this week. Next week, we'll talk about the steps. But I want to talk about this right now because we don't recognize what we're doing much at all. We don't give ourselves enough credit. I'm giving you credit. I'm saying pat yourself on the back. If all you do today is get the new journal, celebrate that. I want you to dance in front of the mirror and say, I know my goals are going to work this year because I got me a brand new journal. And if that's all you accomplished, celebrate that. Because as you get in the habit of recognizing what you are accomplishing, your inner self, your inner me is going to be like, well, let me do a little bit more then. Well, let me go ahead and take another step then. Boost her. Celebrate her and stop downplaying the little that you do. Little is much when God is in it. So you might not even write all of your right goals today. If you just get the journal, if you just pick out the favorite pen, if you just sit down and ponder on everything I said, I want you to recognize it. I want you to intentionally and exuberantly recognize every step you take. Every step toward that goal, I want you to recognize it. And then third, I want you to optimize it. Okay, this is super duper important. You're going to write your right goals. Check. That's good. Then you're going to recognize the work that you're doing with those goals. Celebrate yourself with some ice cream or something. Recognize yourself in some way. Talk it over with a girlfriend. Tell your husband. Like my husband hears an earful every day about what I'm accomplishing. I'm like, babe, guess what I did today? Babe. And he's like, that's good, babe. That's good. I love that man. Okay, recognize it. But here's the part you have to get to. You got to optimize. You have to optimize your goals, because if you don't, what's going to happen is, if you don't optimize, what's going to happen is you won't see much growth, and it's going to damage your motivation. It's going to put you in a halt because you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. Why? Because you're not optimizing your goals. And here is how to optimize. Once you have taken any action toward your goal, I want you to ask yourself, what's working? What needs to be tweaked? Every time you take a step, what's working? What needs to be tweaked? In other words, whatever step or whatever action you take towards your goal, I need you to assess it. I need you to test it. What's working? When I did this, what helped? If it led to another goal, if it led to getting closer to achieving that goal, it was a good goal. If it didn't lead at all whatsoever into any part of your vision being realized, scratch it, start again, and optimize it. In other words, tweak it and make it better. Let me tell you what that looks like. Let's say, for instance, let's talk about the second goal that I talked about, and that is creating your offer. You got to create an offer, and I know that's a good goal. I know I wrote the right goal because it directly contributes to me launching my creator business. I don't want you're not in business if you don't have anything to sell. Okay? So let's say we're talking about this goal, and it is, okay, I know that I need to achieve this goal, and that is create my offer. And we're going to talk about turning those goals into steps next week. But let's say, for instance, you say, okay, I need a name for my offer. And then I want to create the content for my offer. And then I want to make sure I get the branding done for my offer. All the steps that you take should contribute to the goal. Just like all the goals you write should contribute to the vision. It's like a chain. And if there's a break in the chain, there's a break in the vision. If there's a break in the chain, there's a break in the vision. So when you get ready to, when you start making actions toward this goal, if it is not doing what it needs to do, if the math is not mathing, optimize it. That means tweak it a little bit. So remember how I named all the things you need to do to launch the offer, to create the offer? You got to create the name of the offer. You got to create the content of the offer. You have to create the branding of the offer. You have to do all of these things. When you get to a part in this action steps and it's not contributing to an actual offer being created, scratch it and move to something different. Don't get stuck on the name for 6 weeks. Please don't do that. If the action step, if your first action step that you want to do to achieve the goal of creating your offer is, I want to work on my name today. I can't wait to work on my name. If it's day 45 and you still don't have a name, you didn't optimize when you had the chance. Because if the name don't lead you to the content and the content don't lead you to the branding and the branding don't lead you to, something is wrong. Skip the name for now and see if you can work out some content. In other words, what's the first thing you want your audience to know or be able to do to help their child? What's the second thing? In those 7 steps, you got to break down what you want them to do. That's your content. That's the content of the offer. When you get to that content and you are so totally tired and you can't think anymore, put it to the side. Go get some ice cream. Go on a date with your guy. Clean up. When I get frustrated and I have a mental block and my creativity is shot, I start sweeping. Like, nothing on the floor. There is nothing on the floor. But baby, I am sweeping. And my family knows. My husband will tell me what's wrong. When he sees me sweeping, what's going on, Ann? What's going on? When my kids see me sweeping, oh Lord, they go back in their room. Like, mama is trying to figure something out. Find whatever it is you need to keep it moving. You want to make sure you ask yourself what's working. If it's not working and nothing is getting right, get in the cure circle. Click on the space that says Ask the Circle and get with your tribe to get this going. That's what community is all about. That's why I built it. I've made enough money to know that coaching one-on-one or group coaching is going to make me lucrative. But I'm all about the community. I'm all about bringing people together, bringing women together. And I'm going to tell you how you can get involved without costing you any money in just a bit at our little oil party. But you're asking yourself, what's working? What needs to be tweaked? Don't be afraid to adjust along the way. If you want the goals that you create for your vision to work, you got to prioritize the exact goals you need to make sure that that vision is realized. You have to recognize all the good work and the valuable work you're doing along the way, and you have to optimize those goals. If it's not working, you need to tweak. If it's not working, you need to move on. If it's not working, you need to reassess. If it's not working, you need to figure out what will work and do that. All right. Optimizing steps helps build momentum without burnout. So I'm almost done actually, but I want to take some time here and say this. Remember at the very beginning of the podcast, I talked about how you need to have wins along the way, because there's something about the way the human mind works that if you see momentum, it gains momentum. If you see something working, if you see wins, it's something about you just want to do more, because it's that dopamine, right? It's that feeling of accomplishment. I am literally driven by accomplishment. You give me something to do that I think I can accomplish, you got me forever, because I'm driven by that. You want to make sure that you build momentum, because if you stop because it's not working, you're going to lose creativity and you're going to burn out real fast. That is why everything that I'm saying today about how to make sure you hit those goals, please don't skip them. They are so important. You got to start with the vision first. That's the only way you're going to know that's the only way you're going to know what goals to write. You got to hit that vision first. Then you got to write the right goals. It's got to be the goals that directly contribute and fit with that vision. And then you got to prioritize, recognize, and optimize that list of goals you have. I recommend 3, just 3. Your top 3 goals. What's the top 3 things you have to do to launch your creator business? And for me, my expert advice is formally register your business, create your offer, and get on some platform where you can educate your audience, build your following, and so that you can nurture them to the sale. Are there other things you have to do? Yeah, there's a lot of other things you have to do. Being a creative business is not for the weak. You got to be legit committed in these creative streets. I'm telling you, it is hard. It's not hard, it's challenging. And if you don't commit to it, it won't work. You gotta commit to it. But that's why I built the community, because I'm never going to stop creating ways for you to succeed in life and in business. I got you, girl. It is why I live and breathe, at least one of the reasons. It is why I live and breathe. It is why, it is what it's my life. It's my life fuel. Okay. So, what does all this mean? I want to take you through exactly what I want you to do. But before we do that, I want to give you my all drop. Every time we have a little all podcast, I got an all drop for you. It's like that aha moment. It's like the one thing, if you didn't hear anything else I said, take this away. And here it is. Here's your all drop. Your goals don't need perfection. They need action. They don't have to be perfect goals. They do need to contribute to your vision. They do need to definitely be prioritized, optimized, and recognized, but they don't have to be perfect. That's what you're going to know when you start optimizing, when you start looking at, okay, is this working? Is this not working? Switch it up. Change it up. Achieving your goals as a creator starts with writing them down. You gotta write them down. It can't be in your head. Nobody ever fulfilled a goal or achieved a goal from what's in their head. It must please write them down. You don't need a perfect plan, a perfect setup, or perfect timing. I would just love to tell all my boss ladies out there in the world, stop waiting for the perfect timing. It does not. It's like having a child. There's no perfect time, right? You decide, you bring it into the world, and you go for what you know. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? And progress happens when you stop overthinking and you start doing. Your goals don't need perfection. You don't have to do any of it perfectly, but you have to act. You got to take action. That is your oil drop for the day. And here's your challenge. All right. Here is your overflow challenge. Here is how you're going to walk in the overflow. That's right, Jam. Action is key. Action is key, Jamila. You got to take action, and you will have those days where you just don't feel like it. You just don't want to. Get to my podcast. Get in the Cura Circle. Connect with somebody you trust. Please don't tell your vision to the friend that never helped. I want to stop and say this, and it's going to take a little time because it's got to be said. I forbid you to tell your vision to anybody who doesn't have nothing good to say. I forbid you to share your vision with anybody who does not want you to succeed. I forbid you to share your vision with anybody who's not going anywhere in life. I need you to share your vision with the person that's going to say, yes, you can do it. What do I need to do? You need me to drop you off? Do you need me to go? Do you need me to get the kids? Do you need me to come over and we have a sip of tea? Do you want me to help you pray about it? That's the people you need in your life. That's the people you need in your circle. That's the people who are in the Cura Circle. I'm just saying. Amen. So here's your overflow challenge. These are your key bite-sized steps that you're going to take away from the podcast today. I want you to go back to your vision statement from last week. I want you to look at it, and I want you to make sure, darn sure, it's what you want to see happen. Because if it's not, if that part is not right, all your goals you created, it's not going to work. We're not looking for perfect goals, but we are looking for goals that actually contribute to the vision. Change your vision up if it's not what you really want to see happen. Be sure it's what you really want, because once you get in it, you are required by your own person to achieve it. You are required to get it done, and you can do it because I believe in you, because I have the steps that I can teach you every step of the way to get it done. So the first step I want you to take is on the screen. Go back to your vision statement for your business that you created from last week's vision podcast. Then I want you to write down your top 3 goals to achieve this vision. If you are launching, I've given you 3 that you can use that I think are a good fit, but you have to write them down. Get a new 2025 journal, a new 2025 agenda, and write your top 3 down. Then I want you to choose one of those 3 that you're going to focus on right now, this week. What are you going to focus on this week? What are you going to focus on between now and next week? What are you going to focus on today? I want you to focus on one. If it is, Angela, I think I want to go ahead and focus on officially forming my business, like officially registering it. Okay, that's the one I want you to focus on this week. That's the one I want you to write down. There are several steps you have to take. We're going to talk about the steps and how to turn goals into steps next week. But if you don't want to wait until next week's podcast, then what I want you to do is I want you to reverse engineer everything you need to do, the actual steps, the actual you moving out of your seat. Those are steps. Like goals, you're stable. You're stable. You are still. You are contemplating. You are focused. And you're not moving. You're writing out what you need to do to accomplish your vision. But them action steps, though, you shouldn't. If you sitting still, that action steps are not being taken. Action steps is you are doing something. It's an action verb. It's movement. Okay. I want you to choose the goal that you want to focus on. Of those 3, choose that one now. Whatever you choose to work on, you're prioritizing it. That first one, you're prioritizing it. And then you are recognizing along the way, whatever you did, you're recognizing, and then you are optimizing. So when you go to start taking those action steps, whenever you do, even if it's not an action step yet, even if it's just you sitting down writing the goals out, I want you to optimize it and say, what about what I'm doing right now is actually getting me where I want to be? That's your overflow challenge. Those are the 3 things that I want you to do. Those are your assignments of what I want you to do when you walk away from the podcast. And if you need help with any of this, I want you to join my little oil party. Jamila said last week, and I have it on the screen here today because it is so special to me. She said, you don't want to miss a little oil party. She attended the little oil party and she got inside the circle. And I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am she's in there, because she's going to be one of those top persons in the circle. I can already see it. That's going to surpass a lot of us, even me, because what she has to offer is vital to life. What she will surpass me. And I'm good with that, because what she has to offer is going to revolutionize women and their money. And so I'm glad that she's in the circle, because I get to be a part of her journey and I get to be a part of her success story, her business success story. You want to join the little oil party, because in that party, we're going to take 2 little steps that has to be taken if you even want to be a content creator. Not even a creator business. If you want to be a content creator, and I love you too. And I know, thank you, my darling. Thank you. If you want to be a content creator at all, then you need to join the little oil party, because we take whatever you have, just an idea, and I literally teach you what to do to start. And it really is all about the jar. Little is much when God is in it. And the little oil comes from the passage of scripture, 2 Kings 4, when the widow, all she had was a little oil. And prophet Elijah said, okay, I want you to go get some jars. Well, guess what? When you join the little oil party, you have a jar and you have oil drops. And the first 2 things that we do in the little oil party is make sure that we answer 2 key important steps for you to be a content creator. Sis, can I just tell you this? You know enough right now to be a multimillionaire. You know enough where you are sitting right now to make legacy wealth with just the knowledge you have. All it takes is a little oil. I believe to my very core that we don't have the amount of women of faith creators in this country right now, because all of them, for some reason, think that you have to have a lot to just start. You have to know a lot. You have to have a lot. You have to have a lot of money. You have to know a lot of friends. You have to have connections. Sissy, do I even have a sound effect for this? Let me see. Do I even have a sound effect for this? See if I have one. It wasn't what I was looking for. Let me see. There it is. You don't even have to have a lot. All you need is the little. And the little oil movement, the movement that God gave me to help women of faith grow from just an idea to legacy wealth, it really is all about that little oil. So if you just have an idea, if you just have one chapter of the book, if you just have a small part of the recipe, if you just have a piece of just the introduction of your speaking engagement, that's all you need. Because in the little oil party, we're going to take the 2 drops that you need to start. And you get this free when you join the little oil party. Now, if you want to take it up a notch, you want to get the real jar with all of the oil drops in it. So what I teach you in the little oil party is this. I teach you the first question you must answer. And when you answer it, you fill in your jar. And then I teach you the second question you must answer to be a creator. And when you fill it, when you get it ready, you are filling your jar. Add it to your jar. What's happening? The more you add to your jar, and when you fill it up, guess what? You're very well on your way to legacy wealth. You just got to fill up your jar. You just got to fill up your jar. And this little jar kit is going to be available starting this week. So you want to stay tuned for that. If you're not part of my newsletter, get on my newsletter. The link will be in the description so you can see and get an inbox of when it's going to be ready to purchase. The point I'm making is this. You need to join the little oil party so that you can get to the next step. Can I tell you this? Can I say it one more time? And I mean it to my very core. I will not lie to you. You have enough in your headspace right now to make millions. You already have enough. You already are enough. You don't need one more connection. You don't need one more piece of money. You don't need any of that. You just need to be willing to start. Get inside the little oil party. Let's have a party as sisters and come together and motivate one another to do it. Because I need you. You need me. We are a community of women of faith. Everybody don't believe like us. I get that. But women of faith are the people who definitely need to be millionaires because we're the ones that's going to do right by the money. We're the ones that's going to help somebody. We're the ones that's going to have a pure motive because everything we do is as unto the Lord. Everything we do is to bring glory to his name. So if anybody needs to be a woman millionaire, it's a woman of faith. And it's time that we take charge, and it's time that we start leading the pack. And I got you on this, girl. I got you. The link is in the description for you to join the party. When you join the party, you have what you need to change your life. It's in you. Yes, JL. Yeah, let me go and add that. Yeah. You have what you need to change your life. It's in you. It's already there. The woman, the widow in 2 Kings 4. Can I just say this without crying? I want you to think about this for a second. She always had that oil. That oil didn't just pop up the day he told her to fill those pots with oil. That oil been in her house, but she didn't see it. She didn't capitalize on it. She didn't take advantage of it. And no shade on the widow for not doing it, because eventually she did. What I'm telling you is this. You've been sleeping on that oil for a minute, sis. You've been sleeping on that oil. It's been in there the whole time. All I'm asking for you or from you is an hour of your time so that I can show you what's possible, so that I can show you how to take that little oil and turn it into legacy wealth. But you got to join the party to do it. That's where I teach it. We gather here today to talk about things, but we gather in the party to activate it, right? So I'm so excited that you are here. You have everything you need to hit those 2025 goals, okay? You have everything you need to hit those 2025 goals. She had it already. She didn't know how much it was worth. Jam, don't make me cry today, okay? Jam, don't do it to me. Let me add this to the screen. And y'all know I gotta go. We can be here all day talking about this. Jam, you just said something, sis. You just said something, sis. You just said something, sis. She had it already. She didn't know how much it was worth. It blessed me too, Jam. She had it already. She just didn't know how much it was worth. She didn't know. I'm telling you, what you already know is lucrative. What you already know is profitable. Maybe if I say this to you, online education is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Billion with a B. Online education is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There is absolutely no reason why you can't have a piece of that pie. So let's do it. I'm getting my piece, you're getting your piece, and we're going to do good with it. I'm not teaching women of faith to become millionaires so they can buy 50 cars. Like, if that's your motive and you take this and do that, that's not what this is really about. It's about driving one really nice one. Because trust me, Bentley is in my view. But I want to be able to buy 49 cars for 49 single mothers who walking to work, who taking the bus, who can be home an hour earlier if she had a car. I want to be the one to buy that car for her. And I need legacy wealth to do it. And I'm going to use my knowledge to get me there. And you're going to use your knowledge to get you there. I'm so glad you are here on the live. If you are here on the live, thank you, Jamila. Thank you, Elle. If you are here on the live, add your name, share who you are. If you are here on the replay, comment if you can on anything that I said that helped you today. I'm so excited you are here. So, one more thing I want to say before I move out, and that is this. Little is much when God is in it. Take your little and turn it into legacy wealth. And we're going to do it together. It's Angela Tesano here. Thank you so much for joining me for the Little Oil Podcast. I will see you next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. It is where we will talk about how to take the steps. Podcast 1 was how to create a vision. Podcast 2 was how to create your goals. Podcast 3, you don't want to miss it because we're taking action. I'm teaching you all about the steps. You too, Elle. Have a great week. Bye, y'all. Bye for now.